How to answer difficult questions like Steve Jobs.
You don't know what you're talking about. Perhaps you could tell us what you personally have been doing for the last 7 years.
The first thing he does is he takes a pause. People who are defensive will rush to give an answer. He takes time to think before he responds.
One of the hardest things when you're trying to affect change is that people like this gentleman are right in some areas.
He acknowledges the other person's concern. This is very difficult for people to do, especially when they're being attacked. Not only does he acknowledge that, but he also builds on their argument.
I'm sure that there are some things OpenDoc does, probably even more that I'm not familiar with. I'm sure that you can make some demos, maybe a small commercial app that demonstrates those things.
He shows awareness of that person's concern, and then he presents the challenge that comes with taking their approach.
The hardest thing is, how does that fit in to a cohesive, larger vision that's going to allow you to sell $8 billion, $10 billion of product a year?
And then he presents his approach.
One of the things I've always found is you can't start with the technology and try to figure out where you're going to try to sell it. And I've made this mistake probably more than anybody else in this room.
Most people, when they're being attacked, they start attacking the person back, or they get very defensive. Steve Jobs listens, pauses, acknowledges the other person's concerns, shows them how much he understands their concern, and then presents his point of view. This way, once you disarm the other person, they're willing to listen. Adding that component of empathy is absolutely key.